You don't struggle to start things. You struggle to finish them. You get excited. You plan. You begin. And then something quietly pulls you away. Not boredom, not laziness, something subtler. Something that shows up right before the end. And the strange part is you can't explain it. You just feel resistance. Why does that moment feel so heavy? It usually happens when things start to get real. The project is no longer just an idea. It's almost done, almost visible. And suddenly your energy changes. You check your phone more. You tell yourself you'll come back to it later. You find reasons to pause. Not dramatic reasons. Reasonable ones. You need more time. You're not ready yet. It could be better. But weeks pass. Months pass. And the unfinished thing stays unfinished. Over time, this doesn't just affect productivity. It affects how you see yourself. You start thinking you're bad at follow-through, that you never finish anything, that this is just who you are. And quietly, your identity adjusts to match the pattern. You stop trusting your own momentum. You hesitate before starting new things. You downplay your ideas before anyone else can. What looks like procrastination is actually something deeper. It's a psychological pattern tied to how your brain handles identity, risk, and visibility. And that pattern has a purpose. This isn't a character flaw. It's not a lack of discipline. It's not low motivation. It's an adaptation. At some point, your brain learned that finishing things carries a specific kind of risk. Not physical risk, not just failure, identity risk. And when the brain senses identity risk, it doesn't argue logically. It protects. The same system that keeps you safe from danger is the one pulling you away from completion. To understand why, you have to look at what finishing really means to the brain. Starting is safe. When something is unfinished, it lives in possibility. It can still be anything. Finishing collapses that possibility into reality. Your brain doesn't just track survival. It tracks who you are allowed to be. Your self-concept, the story you carry about who you are, acts like a boundary. Anything that threatens to change that story triggers resistance. Finishing something does three powerful things at once. Lower threat means lower resistance. Second, shrink the identity impact. Redefine the project as a snapshot, not a statement about who you are. This is one data point, not your identity. The brain tends to overgeneralize outcomes. This reframing limits how much meaning it attaches to the result. Third, finish badly on purpose. Perfectionism often acts as a safety behavior. When you remove the option to perfect, the brain stops negotiating. The relief you feel afterward reveals the truth. The fear was never quality. It was exposure. Fourth, delay meaning-making. After finishing, do nothing with it for a while. No reflection, no analysis. The brain rushes to assign meaning to outcomes. Delaying interpretation keeps the nervous system regulated. And finally, track completions, not outcomes. The brain responds to evidence. Repeated completion rewires your self-concept through action. Identity follows behavior. Here's the mental model to remember. Avoidance isn't about effort. It's about identity compression. Your brain avoids finishing because finishing shrinks possibility and increases exposure. When you separate completion from meaning, the resistance loosens. You don't need more willpower. You need safer endings. Endings your nervous system can tolerate. You were never afraid of the work. You were protecting the version of yourself that still had room to breathe. Finishing doesn't trap you. It reveals you. And that vulnerability can feel intense. But slowly, gently, you can teach your brain that completion isn't danger. It's just a moment, and moments pass. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to let things end without letting them define you. And that changes everything.